was early 2020 in a town called West Boca, and all was well at the Katz Hillel Day School of Boca Raton. The annual journal event had just taken place on January 8th. On January 15th, faculty and students gathered as a Sefer Torah was dedicated to the school. In February, the girls' soccer team made it to the first round of the playoffs, and the girls' basketball team brought home the silver. Dads gathered at the first ever Dads Night on February 11th, and color war broke out for middle school students the next day. The annual Holocaust documentary, Names, Not Numbers, created by the 8th graders, premiered on February 25th. In early March, Purim celebrations took place, and as one of the final pre-COVID in-school programs, early childhood students participated in the annual Shabbat Bayahad on March 6. News of COVID was spreading, as well as the virus itself. As far back as February, the school had begun to anticipate needs and stockpiling essential supplies for what was to come. It was the last day that the Milton B. Katz campus would see the school as it was. The board and administration made the decision to close the campus in line with CDC and local health official recommendations. Virtual KHDS, the school's virtual learning platform, was launched thanks to the collaboration of many faculty, staff, and administrators as they worked around the clock. Parents expressed their hakarot hatov to faculty for the quick transition to distance learning and for their devotion and dedication to the students. Meanwhile, with lay leaders and faculty members immediately stepping up, the reopening task force was created to prepare for a safe return to school. With Dr. Leora Adler at the helm of the Medical Advisory Committee and her partner, Nurse Robin, right by her side, the dynamic duo of Adler and Robin led the charge to foil the sinister scheme of the new co-villain. They carefully monitored the health and safety guidelines and formulated a plan to overcome as the co-villain continued to cause mayhem in West Boca and around the world. As faculty, parents, and students began to adjust to the new way of learning, which was originally scheduled to continue through Pesach, holiday programming was held virtually. Car parades and socially distanced visits became the new normal. Friday Onegs continued, but virtually. In a community effort, kosher grab-and-go lunches were set up thanks to Teach Florida, Governor DeSantis, the KHDS Business Office, and a team of dedicated volunteers. The first ever virtual sports award ceremony was held, and the administration and faculty personally delivered Class of 2020 flair to the 8th grade and kindergarten soon-to-be graduates. The official last day of school arrived. 8th graders participated in commencement exercises like none ever before, as it was live streamed on Facebook. The reopening task force continued with its important work and launched its Returning Home website as a one-stop shop for all COVID-related information, resources, and policies. Virtual town halls were held, surveys were sent, and the physical school began its transformation to accommodate for the new COVID way of life. The school received 100,000 reusable masks for students and faculty thanks to the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. And thanks to the generosity of other donors, the school also received 1,000 additional masks as well as hand sanitizer. Other supplies were also gathered thanks to the efforts of the business office. These supplies, coupled with the Herculean efforts of the amazing maintenance team, who were still mourning the recent loss of a team member due to COVID, and the efforts and advice of the medical task force allowed for a safe opening of Camp Ruach on June 29th. Camp continued throughout the summer with no positive cases. Also during the summer months, the task force prepared for a reopening in the fall. With so many factors to address, from classrooms and distancing guidelines, to technology upgrades for improved virtual learning, to adequate PPE, sanitation, and disinfecting the campus, how the bus would operate safely, the use of restrooms, carpool protocol, and the list went on and on. A detailed health policy was created, and screening protocols were evaluated. Indoor and outdoor spaces were transformed to adapt to the new safety protocols. The size of the maintenance team was doubled just prior to the reopening, and several additional disinfectant machines were purchased. The HVAC system was outfitted with a UVC light disinfection system, and a large outdoor tent to host outdoor classes and activities was secured. Meanwhile, students continued to participate in acts of Hesed over their summer vacations. They helped assemble masks and made other tokens of appreciation for our frontline workers. Others helped with preparing food packages for the needy. Faculty members continued enhancing their curriculum for the coming year with professional development courses and continuing education classes. On August 20th, a phased reopening began, and all students who wished to return to in-school learning were back by August 31st. Back in school with their teachers. Back on Aunt Jessie's playground. Back on the athletic fields and in the gym. Back with their friends. We even saw some new students on the carpool line. And the task force, led by the dynamic duo of Adler and Robin, continues to monitor the ever-changing state of the virus. A wellness app and visitor management system was implemented. Custom-made acrylic shields were procured for students in kindergarten through 8th grade. Touchless water bottle filling stations and hand sanitizer dispensers were installed. And for students who have chosen to continue distance learning, Chromebooks have been provided, as well as a host of other equipment to enable a better quality of virtual learning. The community also continued to come together, and local Jewish schools created a communal responsibility commitment to further advocate for the safety of our students and faculty. As we now have turned the page on 2020, We look forward to the end of the pandemic and the permanent defeat of Covillain. We also thank Hashem for giving us strength to rise above these challenging times. And we thank the Reopening Task Force and all of our faculty and staff for their continued dedication to our amazing school and to all of our students. Without them, none of this would have been possible.
Something strange in your neighborhood. Who you gonna call? Ghostbusters! If there's something weird and it don't look good, who you gonna call? Ghostbusters! I ain't afraid of no ghosts. I ain't afraid of no ghosts. If you're seeing things running through your head, who can you call? Ghostbusters! An invisible man sleeping in your bed. Oh, who you gonna call? I ain't afraid of no ghosts. I ain't afraid of no ghosts. Who you gonna call? Ghostbusters! If you're all alone, pick up the phone and call Ghostbusters! I ain't afraid of no ghosts. I hear it likes to guess.